Year 10 Trigonometry Exam Practice Question 15. In the diagram below, the angle of elevation of C from D is 57 degrees. AD equals 18 centimeters and BD equals 15 centimeters. Calculate the angle of D1. So if I'm looking at this angle right here, I know on my triangle, I've got the adjacent side and I've got the hypotenuse side. So that means I'm using a cosine ratio. So that means I've got cosine, an angle I don't know, is equal to 15 over 18. I would like to get my angle by itself. So that means I am doing the inverse. So the inverse of cosine, 15 over 18. This gives me my alpha, my angle, is going to be equal to 33.557. So that's the first part. So I'll put that over there and I'll make some extra space for the next section. Now the next part asks us to calculate the length of A to B. So this part right here that I'm putting in blue. So to do that, we could use this angle, but because I had to round it up, I'm going to be a bit more accurate and use Pythagoras Theorem, which means I've got A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So I know my A is 15. I don't know my B. But I know my C is 18, so I've got 15 squared plus B squared plus 18 squared. I know 15 squared is 225, plus B squared is equal to 18 squared, which is 324. I'm going to take away 225 from both sides, and that gives me B squared as 99. So the next step that I need to do is get rid of the power of 2. So I'm going to square root both sides. So if I square root 99, it tells me approximately B is worth 9.9. So A to B is going to be worth 9.9. Now that's helpful, because of part C, it says calculate the length of A to C. That means instead of having a line for A to B, it's going all the way up to C. So before that, we need to work on our second triangle, which I'm doing in green, and working out this length. This is where we've got a side length, our adjacent side, and we've also got an angle. And we are looking at the opposite, which means we need to be using the tan ratio. So that means we've got tan 57 degrees is equal to opposite over my adjacent, which is 15. I times both sides by 15, and that means I cancel out the 15 on my right hand side, and I'm left with just the opposite there. The next step is we need to solve it, and that tells me that my opposite side, my C to B, is going to be 23.09. So if my C to B is 23.09 and A to B is 9.9, we need to add them together. If we add them together, you should get 32.99 units.